Hey guys, this is part two of my lesson with the pro as I play Crazy Stone 6 Dan level, and he helps me through some thinking. Because that's, as you recall, that's where I hit my wall, the level up from 13Q to 5 Dan, no problems. Some problems when I got to 3, 4, 5, yeah, but one of them. When I got to 6 Dan, I was like, oh, there's a wall there. And so that's this part of my lesson with the pro is him walking me through a lot of the thinking. And this is part two, and we left off here. And so I'm going to be repeating a little bit of how we ended last time. Okay. So I made the 3-3. We go through this. And here's where I would miss something. For quite a while, because of my students, I've been saying just settle your group. That's all you need to do. And that's great advice up to 3 Dan. But 4 Dan up, you need to start a more rounded. So here is a place I would miss. And let's look at why. Okay. We're adding up white passes just so we can see the picture I'm painting. When black comes down, that threatens to, that's super harsh on the corner, threatening to kill stuff. And we see that the left has gotten really big in Sente. So I want to stop that. That's something that black just said he wanted. And I'm in agreement. That's a great thing to want. Therefore, I want Sente. I'm used to thinking of Sente as, oh, I did this thing in Sente. I'm not used to thinking of it as more of a whole board deciding beforehand. I want to play this in a manner to make sure I have Sente. I'm not used to thinking that way. So when he said you really want Sente here, I'm thinking, well, doesn't that mean I'm going to have to read out the whole Joseki and make sure I choose one that's, ends in Sente? I'm just never going to do that. That's too much work. He says, no, not at all. Says, so here, in this Joseki, A is Gote. You can settle with A, Gote. You can settle with B, Sente. That's all. And all of a sudden it hit me. If I want to finish a situation in Sente, then play a Sente move. I'm sure that sounds incredibly stupid to you, but to me, the light clicked on. If you want to end in Sente, play a Sente move. Wow, that blew my mind. I hope there's at least one other person that goes, wait a minute, that makes sense. Okay, so we went about it this way. And again, I can end in Gote saying, I don't want you pressing me. I don't want this. I don't want that. And I want to be ready to do my next thing. Well, that's all good and fine. But on this board, you want Sente. This is Sente. He defends. Now we come across another position that was turning on lights for me. I'm like, okay, you got your knight's move at B that's getting weak. He's totally prepared to hit me at A. Along with me being undercut at C, I have nothing but weaknesses there. Time to defend. No. Didn't you just say you did all this to get the big move at D? Then get the big move at D. Duh. It's like, okay, makes sense. And then black invades, which was, I'm glad it did. This is actually a mistake. He laughed, going, this is really bad for black to invade here. This black move says, those points on the bottom? Oh, they're really important. Complete falsehood. Oh, white's corner. I can hurt it. Complete falsehood. There's no reason to invade, except that it's an aggressive attacking move that we all like to do. It says black should be thinking more of just building his moil. Anyway, so black invades, and again, I'm glad he did, because what the heck are you going to do? My Q mind immediately went to A and B. Oh, I need to touch my stones and fix the situation. He's like, never. Just you. The whole point here is you don't want black to get the center. Go on out into the center. And I'm not used to thinking that way. Back in the day, it just boom, obviously. But that was, 15, 20 years ago. And now I'm like, oh, that's right, I forgot. So I ask questions like, for instance, what about he's, chasing hard? Well, you just come out. No one can kill this group. So then I'm like, okay, do I jump? Yeah, that's fine. Or do I add a third dimension? Because if you just jump, you become a stick. It says, well, the third dimension's fine because he never answered around A, so you're really bothering him. So yeah, you have every right to play this, and it's nice to have a third dimension. He says, but just coming out is perfectly fine too. Okay. Do we see? Oh, and I said, so if I jump out and he attacks me hard, this is not a problem. Really good shape, not a problem. Oh, great. He was all casual about it. I'm like, there's a lot of concerns here. Living in the center, you don't have any eyes out there. There's a lot of enemy stones. And it's hard to get used to the idea if there's lots of room, shouldn't be a problem. Okay. So in the real game against Crazy Stone 6 Stone, I come out. He comes out. Boom. Boom. Starts the attack. Which again, I'm particularly glad the computer did, because this is my fear. I got a knight's move there. I'm cut. He's got black stones all around. What the heck do you do? Okay. Through these variations, there's variations based on variations. What about this? What about that? So I'm not going to spend the hour plus to go through all the details. We'll just get the highlights, and you can do what you want with the highlights. Okay. If things were traumatic here, black is strong, well, then just don't worry about any fights or anything, just live. And it's okay because you live in Sente, right? You just walk away, and so it's fine. But that's if you want to submit. And on this board, there's lots to do. So A. C is like, that's really aggressive, right? I'm really going to, that's awfully aggressive. So too many blackstones to be aggressive. So just handle it tightly. That was his suggestion in this situation. Just handle it tight. So from here, we looked at a number of variations, starting with the basic. He saves his stone, we connect under. Well, what about all the problems in the corner? He can't play this way because, the Atari's there, and then you just kill. Okay, well, that was easy. Well, what instead of that, he plays this way? Well, we follow along, and now we don't go for the kill because it allows him to fight back and get, you win the battle, but he gets a lot on the outside. It's just poor form, and you only do that if there's no other choice. It says good form, just make more space. And mostly because he can never, this whole Atari thing ends in Gote for him. That's a real tool up your sleeve. So through this, did I have a variation on there? No, it's another variation. So boom, boom, boom. We're here. And white can win the battle tightly, which gives black too much, or white can stretch out and win on the more global setting, which is much bigger. And again, I'll let you work all those details out. Okay, so that understandable. Worst case scenario, we would just kill and give him a bunch. So it's not like no real problems. Okay. So what if he comes down? That's scarier. That's a must. And now there's a trick. If he cuts, well, no choice. We have to kill the 2 stones. Oh, but we can't handle his next cut. Well, this is true. Let's follow it out. We live in the corner. He captured 2 stones. We captured 2 stones. We have Sente. Great. Not a problem. Sure, we gave him a little bit, but we got Sente. So it's not a problem. Nice. Okay. What if he goes this way? This threatens to kill. Connect under easily. Well, we did lose our whole corner, and black got a whole, let's call it 4 points. But what else happened? Well, white is now perfectly thick, ready to attack the A group, which we might even start now, but just for defense sake, connect up, absolute connection. That's the beauty of the 01. First line is incredibly good for connections. His 3 B stones are weak. His A group is now up next to super thickness. When we've got these wonderful C moves going on, everything's better for white now. So black did not gain anything. And I'll let you worry about any other details you see. Then we have black going this way. Black gets out. We just live. So in these situations, now let's go way back to here. As a matter of fact, let's go back to here. And we want to get where it's black's move. Let's just look at let's look at the bottom. Here we go. There it is. Black. Now, you remember we talked about this last video. I've been playing this move forever now. Solid, real solid, alive, points. What's not to like? Well, the only thing not to like is you can't grow here with any satisfaction because it's just a finished area. You're like adding on 6, 8 points in Gote. It's uninteresting. If this works, it's better. More pressure against black. The only problem is you got that knight's move and the open skirt. So this we just looked at, and it's too early anyway. It doesn't have any backup. And secondly, if he hits the open skirt, and this is kind of new on the scene, the pros are starting to play this a lot because white has a very solid group, good points, and the black A group just played up against a solid enemy group, which means at our convenience, A, B, we can pinch, we don't need to come out. We went over this last video. It's unnecessary. If you're afraid of black getting an outside wall, remember, you got 2 moves away. The one now and the one now. So 2 moves away, his big center wall, probably not worth it. So it's not something to be afraid of. So again, the whole point is this knight's move does present some issues, which takes us to the end of the game where it's became an issue. Here we are. And there it is. What do you do? Worst case, not a problem. You actually have Sente. You lived in Sente. Not a problem. Yeah, he got a little too much. Well, that's because, like on this board, don't do it because there's no reason. With the pro, we actually went over something here. We said, well, what if black, white, black, white runs out? Okay, now black does it. Well, now it's getting dicey. Black got extra thick. Well, if he's extra thick, just give him the stone and live in Sente. No problem. And the exchange is fine because he played A worth almost nothing and you got B worth a lot. So it's just wonderful. So once again, main line. If there's trouble, B solves it. C might be played. Come on. For instance, here. Sure, there's no black stones around. Let's fight. But on the board, C is way over aggressive. B, no need. A, as long as you know a few variations on A, is great. So this ends part 2 of my last hour with the pro, asking a million questions, extremely fruitful to me. Thank you, students, for buying me an absolutely wonderful birthday present. Great. I am going to, let's go over a few of the moves I'm going to be playing. 1, this one instead of third line. In this case, it has to be third, but just by itself. 4th instead of third. I'm going to start playing that all the time so I can learn it. Someone's going to test me. Will I know the variations? Do I agree with the pros? Yes, I like this move. No, I don't like this move. I would choose my own choice. Next, and again, you have to look at video 1 to catch on to this. I'm always afraid of this. This is video 1. If black submits, I don't have any problem. We all know this Joseki. It's years old. I mean, heck, just play here. What's the problem? There are some tiny problems that one has to deal with, but really, it's just extremely small loss, not worthwhile till 7 dawn. Okay, so if he submits, it's not a problem. The reason I wouldn't play it, because, well, 1, it's center when I prefer corner, but this guy, oh my God, what the heck do you do? And just as a reminder, you saw it in video 1, is if the ladder works, which in this case it doesn't, I don't think, assuming the ladder works, black has to go for the kill. Well, ba-boom, ba-boom, boom. Black says, oh, you're so dead. White says, sorry, there's a ladder here. Atari, and I kill you in the ladder. If it's true the ladder works for white and black doesn't know what he's doing, this is a collapse. White got big points, strong life, center, everything. So black can't do it and survive in the game. So if the ladder doesn't work, as in this game, that's when you switch to this one. Black cuts to get into the corner, and we just capture the cutting stone, and we have a nice, strong center. So my plan is to start coming out as often as I can. To heck with the 3-3. I want to learn this move. I want to learn all the ins and outs. And besides, it breaks up his moyo. That's what I want. Break up the moil. Yes, if you play in the center, he's going to get more profit on top, more profit on the left, but no moil. And especially on this board, let's just look at the simple version. And there's a few ways. A and B are the shape ways for life. C's kind of gone out. It's a little heavy, very thick, but a little heavy. Or this C. This is the one that became famous probably 35, 40 years ago. And let me put it back there. And now we have Sente. Oh my goodness. Beautiful. Yeah, blackout extra on the left, but we get extra in the center and on the right. So I'm going to start coming up as a habit just to learn all those. And then finally, this guy, I guess we said this guy already. I'm going to start playing him all the time. Okay, guys, this information cannot be as useful to you as it is to me. Very useful to me. Really feels like I'm taking steps back to where I used to be, where I used to just think this way. Just you play competitively, you got to think this way, or you don't have a chance from 6 down on up. Not a chance. So I play this way all the time. But with students, you defend your group. Come on, defend your group. It's okay. Just settle. And as I talked with a student today, that's wonderful. And when you ask, what does it promote? To settle. Evenness. So I found myself playing 2 Qs and 3 Qs, and it's even. How's that happen? I forgot how to get ahead because I'm just settling. Yes, nice, strong. Yeah, I win, but the game's even. And it's only when they make mistakes, okay, I got more. Okay, I got more. But if you play, so now I'm playing more specific. Okay, I'm rambling. Thanks for watching. Hope you got something out of it, and we'll catch y'all later.